With a lack of inventory, people move to new construction, and it's important to look at, what, you're buying, and to ask yourself some questions. Things like, what are long-term plans for the community? I've seen recent stuff in the paper this week about builders that have built communities and then ponds have dried up and chaos has happened and no commercial development surrounds it, and they thought there was going to be all kinds of infill around it, and so you want to know what you're buying into for the long haul. If you buy in a new construction community, have a good idea what's happening around it and what the builder and developer's plans are to bring things to that community.
Yeah, not only commercial wise, but also what other communities inside the community are going to be built. You may be thinking you're buying a home that's completely separate from your neighbors, and then all of a sudden right behind you.
Correct. That beautiful view that you thought you were going to have forever is taken up by other homes.
And you can ask that to the builder. You can find out what the long-term plans are.
Other questions, what are the HOA rules and regulations? Some HOAs prevent you from renting the property out. Some HOAs have restrictions on animals and certain types of animals you can have, whether you can put a basketball hoop in your driveway, whether you can work on your car in your driveway. I mean, all these types of things are important. What's that?
Park on the street.
Park on the street. Whether you can put your car up on jacks in the yard. I mean, whether you can have a chicken coop in the backyard.
Paint your house orange.
Yeah, paint your house orange.
So some might be good.
Exactly. Whether you can have a haunted house in your house. Whether you can have, you can do trick or treating. I mean, there's all these different types of regulations that HOAs have, and you want to know what they are. I've seen people that have, power-hungry people in HOAs make decisions that they like, but for the greater good of the community don't make sense. There's just a lot of stuff out there that happens in HOAs that you really have to pay attention to.
You may not be able to have your Duncan Duo wrapped car.
That's right. That's correct. Yeah, you may not. I know that I can't in my neighborhood. I have to put her in the garage or I get a nasty grant. So know your HOA rules and regulations. What warranties? What warranties are on the home, whether it's appliances, whether it's structural. No, it's specific in writing. Know what warranties you're getting. Other questions, what are the standard finishes, what are the basics, and then what do you have to pay for an upgrade? A lot of times people go into a new home community and say, oh man, I could buy this house for $250, and they go in there and they start looking at what the standard finishes are, and then all of a sudden, before they're out the door, it's a $300,000 purchase. So know what you're getting into with upgrades and what that's going to cost you.
Yeah, with the model home, obviously everything's going to be, to the highest quality, and you have to know what your budget is and what, what tier you're looking at.
And I think just like any other average consumer that's going to go online and do research into the reputation of a company, looking at reviews, go and ask for some referrals from some of their past clients, talk to some of the neighbors, do some of your due diligence. Some of the bigger builders, obviously it's not going to be hard to find that information, but if you're dealing with a smaller builder, asking for some of that information that may not be available online. I think last but not least, a lot of builders do, incentives. They offer credits or free upgrades or different types of things. Knowing what you're dealing with there and whether those incentives outweigh what they would get from a normal lender, a lender that isn't the preferred lender for a builder. I'm sure you guys see that a lot where a builder will offer credits, but if their rate isn't as good as yours, then you could be paying for that preferred lender over a longer period of time more money.
Yeah, it's a combination of rate and fees, as we always say. I mean, you have to compare apples to apples. So if there's a credit given for X amount of dollars, but the standard costs are X amount of dollars higher, then obviously there's not really much of an incentive there. But
so
they do a good job, and you just need to check yourself. You just need to do your due diligence.
So again, those are the questions to ask a builder if you're looking at buying a new construction home. We'll put that video up on our YouTube channel, and we'll be back to continue this conversation on the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show.